Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're doing good. First off, this patch feels very much like a foundation update. Riot clearly wanted to kick off the new season by tightening systems that affect everyone, not just a single agent or weapon. One of the biggest quality of life changes is the introduction of replays for custom games. This might not sound huge at first, but for teams, coaches, content creators, or even just players who want to understand why a round went wrong, this is massive. Being able to go back, rewatch positioning, utility usage, and timing opens the door for a much deeper understanding of your own gameplay. It's only for custom matches right now, but it's still a meaningful first step. Competitive also gets some under-the-hood changes with updates to how hidden MMR is calculated. Riot didn't drop exact formulas, but the goal here is more consistent matchmaking. In simple terms, fewer games where one team feels wildly outmatched. This is the kind of change you don't instantly notice in patch notes, but over weeks of play, it can have a real impact on how fair ranked feels. Now let's talk maps, because Breeze is back, and it didn't just come back quietly. This is a full rework aimed at reducing some of the frustration players had with long sightlines and overwhelming angles. The layout has been tightened up, rotations are smoother, and there's less of that feeling where you're exposed from 5 different directions at once. Riot knows reworked maps can be rough at first, so for the first 2 weeks, losing ranked games on Breeze only costs half the usual RR. Wins still give full RR, so it's basically encouraging players to learn the map without feeling punished for it. On top of that, there are adjustments to other maps as well, specifically targeting wall penetration spots that were being abused. Certain walls now behave differently to stop situations where players were getting tagged or eliminated through surfaces that didn't feel fair. Sunset also rotates out of the competitive pool to make room for Breeze, keeping the map rotation fresh. Agents saw a wide spread of tuning, mostly focused on improving clarity, reliability, and counterplay rather than massive power spikes. Breach gets changes that reward precision and coordination, with faster flashes and a wider fault line, making well-timed executes more impactful. Brimstone gets improvements to visual clarity on his abilities, which helps both Brim players and opponents better understand what's happening during chaotic fights. Harbor probably stands out the most here. His kit now gives him more consistent value without needing perfect line-of-sight setups. His utilities slows last longer and activate more reliably, giving teams better windows to capitalize on his control. These changes push him closer to being a solid pick rather than a situational one. Sage also gets a subtle but important tweak. Her heal targeting is now smarter, meaning fewer moments where you're clearly aiming at a teammate, and the heal just doesn't connect because of awkward geometry. It's a small change, but it smooths out one of those little frustrations that add up over time. There are also adjustments to newer agents like Tejo, toning down some aspects of crowd control while adding clearer damage values and more readable reveal mechanics. Vice sees slight buffs to her ultimate area, making it more consistent at locking down space during key moments. On the mode side, there's a brand new limited time mode called All Random, One Sight, and it's exactly as chaotic as it sounds. Every round gives you a random agent. There's only one site to fight over, abilities recharge during the round, and there's no economy to manage. Everyone gets full loadouts, ult charge comes fast, and rounds move quickly. It's clearly designed to be pure fun, but it also sneaks in some value by forcing players to adapt on the fly and try agents they might normally avoid. Weapon-wise, there's a new sidearm added to the game called the Bandit. Riot hasn't positioned it as a must-buy replacement for existing pistols, but more as another option that fills a slightly different niche. How it settles into the meta will depend a lot on how players use it over time. On the PC experience side, the home screen and queue select interface have been refreshed, making navigation cleaner and a bit more modern. The social panel also gets improvements, especially around managing friend requests and overall usability, which is nice considering how much time players spend there between matches. Finally, there's a long list of bug fixes across agents, maps, and modes. These include ability visuals, interaction issues, and various edge cases that could break immersion or fairness. Riot also acknowledged some lingering issues, like whisper chat behaving inconsistently, and shared temporary workarounds while they continue investigating. Overall, Patch 12.0 feels like Riot setting the tone for the year. It's not about flashy overhauls everywhere, but about making the game smoother, fairer, and more approachable, while still adding enough new content to keep things interesting. Whether you're grinding ranked, experimenting in new modes, or just trying to understand your gameplay better, there's something here that's going to affect how you experience Valorant moving forward.